Hello and welcome back to our playthrough of Lost Kingdoms 2. We have completed our side quests and today we are visiting Alonja Castle. I've changed my deck again since last episode, I've trained up a lot of my cards, and so we are going to explore this level. You may remember, this castle is under attack by the Kendari forces, and we are joined by our good friend Sol. Sol being probably our childhood friend. So I've changed my deck up for this level to focus more on independent cards. Since I've got my favourite combo of the three different flavours of elf, the card on the right of my hand there is the Elf Lord. I spent some time training my elves, getting two of each, as well as a second Apsaras. Some of these machine thingies won't do anything unless you get really close. Bill, he said they were dead, and he went right up to one, but all of a sudden it started beeping and shooting. Poor Bill. This is why we want to use the elves on this level, because elves are good at ranged attacks. So, theoretically, they can kill all of the nasty mech monsters before we get there. Now, this is a really interesting level in my opinion, because of this mechanic. When you activate this gate, a timer is actually going to start. Basically because the Kendari have decided to assault the castle at dawn, and the mechs will activate the gate at 0600 hours. It is dawn in 10 minutes, so we have to reach the castle before then, and if Sol dies, we lose. We get the bad ending. We can try again, but we would prefer not to. So, full combo. We've got the Green Guardian, and we've got the Song of Courage. So these elves are going to come in, and they are hopefully going to just wreck face. My job is to go awake mech monsters and get them all killed. Easy. Now, I don't want to get too close to the umbrella. Actually, what's that called again? It's got an interesting name, but there we go. You notice the elves are doing a great job. Now, there are various gates that you can open. Some of them do lead to treasure, but they're not really shortcuts because the monsters that spawn are harder than the ones that you have to kill to get through. So there's really no point in doing it. We're doing quite well here. Elves still alive. Let's open this. And we get the Gizmalizer. That's what it's called, the Gizmalizer. It's a fun summon card from the mech attribute. I think Sol is technically coded as a monster, because he's not usually this good. I think we've got the Apsaras here. You'll notice I got hit there and took no damage. That's because my elves decided to heal me. Every time they spin, the elves heal one of your allies, and as such, they do a really good job. See? You'll also notice the Dark Elf is doing an outstanding job, whereas the other elves are being a bit lazy. This is why the Dark Elf deserves the most respect out of all of the elves. She really is just the best. Here's a Chariobot. Hopefully we get that as the reward for completing this level. It's not particularly good, but it is a mech type transform, and that allows us to train mech attribute really easily using that double rhombus setup I use on the Fossil Boneyard. The great thing about using the Green Guardian combo here is when Sol inevitably takes a huge amount of damage, the elves are keeping him alive. He could just stand back and allow the elves to do all the work, but Sol's got to prove himself. He thinks Tara is cute, and therefore he is going to try and impress us. It's not working, but He is going to try. So these elves are just about worn out. I'm going to let them heal Sol one more time, and then I'm going to discard them. When you discard them, you actually lose all of the elves, so it's actually quite a costly combo in terms of your deck size. Now you'll notice here I've got my skeletons, and I've got a new colour skeleton. I've got the steel skeleton, which is the powerful one from our previous mission. These have got a huge amount of defense and a large amount of attack, so I'm going to send them out. You'll notice that took 1 damage from the pincer bot, and this is absolutely why these are disgusting. They also self-heal on doing damage sometimes as well, which alongside the Apsaras means they are just disgustingly good. Now there is a secret trick you can do here, but I'm going to need to summon the demon skeleton to help defend. Sol is getting ganged up on, but hopefully we have enough skeletons here to distract everything. The big issue with this is you have to sort of hope your skeletons do the right thing, because if they don't, you can get things happen like Sol getting bullied, but it looks like we're going to do pretty well here. All you need to do is run around and get money. In the words of Sicky G, they die, I get paid. I think Sol's doing okay. He does, unhelpfully, he doesn't have a health bar, so it's very hard to tell. All we need to do is get the Lancer bot killed. I'm going to run here, get the Red Fairy, who thinks that we look nice. I don't know why, given that I've got 3 horrendous skeletons and some sort of dancing witch creature, but what's for 1,000 magic stones? And that's the times level. Nice and easy.
I think it'll open. Let's push together.
Yes, Sol, let's push together. Oh, look, it's the Queen.
Welcome home, Audrey Anu. Ah, and the noble soul. How nice to see you again.
Russia Anu, what are you doing here?
We've been expecting you. Thank you for bringing me the runestone.
Sol, she lives here.
Time is short. Hand over the runestone, if you please.
What? That belongs to Terra, not you.
Without that runestone, I can't use our most powerful cards. Not with these cheap Kandari replicas. I am the Queen. I need that runestone to protect my people. I'm sure you understand, dearest sister. It is I who will defeat the Kandari rebels. I hope you won't mind being our guest for a while. Welcome back to Alanja. Take them to the West Tower.
Three stars, what can I say? Just turns out, just summon the elves. Best cards in the game. So we get Baromet. Baromet can only be obtained on this level, so we're quite happy getting that. Mechlance 5L, which is actually a really good card for its cost. It's got roughly the same sort of priority as the elf. It will run away if it feels in danger, and it will attack when it's safe, so it's got great survivability. It's one of the most usable mech cards, which doesn't say much. And Claws are us. This is another summon. Oh no, it's an independent. Of course it is. You summon it and it basically does the same thing. It swipes at things that come close and it has the energy barrier. It is relatively useful if you set it up in front of a taunt, but other than that, it struggles to actually injure opponents. So we're going straight back into Alonge, Royal Tower Lower. And who'd have thought it? We're actually the twin sister of the real queen. Wow. Oh no, what's that?
The Kandari have begun their attack, and here we are, locked inside. Let's see if we can find another way out.
Now you'll notice I'm now useless because I do not have my runestone. So all I get to do is walk around and open doors. Except for almost all of them because they cannot be opened. Now I'm not going to try to fully explore this, I have to return later regardless. So all we need to do is just run through, find out what's going on, pick up the red fairy. Wait, I'm not the queen. I should be though. I'd be a good queen. I'm better at using my runestone than Rashi Anu. We get some Sprite. Take the elevator without Sol. He teleports in. It's his secret power. We have a look. I'm pretty sure there are fairies hidden in some of these, but I'll fully explore it when we return. There's definitely a fairy there. Do you know Frank from Alonge? No? Well, he told me you could create a combo attack using a Dark Raven card and a Treant card. You can. The Dark Ravens sit in the Treant's branches and fly off and attack anything that comes near. I've never really found a use for it because I tend not to use the Treant, but well, we can read books if you want lore. I'm assuming you guys don't. Essentially, it tells the events of the first game. Can't open this, but we do have our very exciting journey up these stairs. Ooh. Good level design. Look at that. And then we reach my bedroom. Wow.
It is nearly time, Your Majesty.
Must you take her from me?
Were that it not so, but a kingdom can only have one queen. Twin daughters. It would mean civil war, Your Majesty.
Yes, of course. You're right. Give me one moment with her. Adrianu? Now listen to me very carefully. This stone will protect you. You must not show it to anyone. Keep it with you always. Do you think you can do that?
Don't show it to everyone.
Why are you crying?
So just wear it on your back, where
I'm
everyone can see
going on a
it.
short trip, and I'll bring you back a present. Please don't cry, Mother. Please.
There we go, we're finally beginning to remember our past.
After that, they took us to Kadishu. And there, they left you. Just left you standing there. I've always wished I could have stopped them. Could have done something. I'm sorry. It's the horror of the Runestone Caverns.
Oh no. But we killed that thing. Don't worry, I'm sure Rashi Anu will do something. That didn't even have the range, Rashi Anu! You should have used Dark Raven! Oh wow, that's so powerful. Look, you killed it in one hit with Dark Raven. Have you not heard of just throwing the Mechapult at 200 meters back? Why did we even bother giving the true runestone to a scrub who didn't even know you could put the Mechapult 200 meters back? What a fool.
Stand back. Ha!
Sol, that's pretty cool. Well done, Sol. He cut a whole stone pillar in half with just his sword. Wow. So we're going to get this red fairy? Everybody has run off somewhere. You have found the Tiger Mage. Tiger Mage, really good card. Now, this is the level which most people in this game end up hating. You have to play entirely without any summons or weapons, and worse than that, you have to protect Sol through this whole journey. This is incredibly challenging given that Sol almost always wants to die. So what we need to do is try to solve the puzzles as fast as we can and also distract the weapons. The overall goal is going to be to ignore everything, run through and... oh, I do need that. I do need this fairy. Run through, get to the elevator and use Sol's secret magic power of teleporting into elevators to save his life. Usually you have it just about enough time before Sol decides to die to reach this elevator, and then we've got the tough bit of protecting Sol done. This next bit, again, is a place where Sol tries to die. So we have to preempt this by climbing up here. And you'll notice we are behind the robots. And what we can do is push these pillars on top of them, which kills them. And then what we need to do is just run past this Aggressor Mark II and hit the cut-off screen here.
When your mother came to me, I had already made up my mind to find you. You should have seen her face when I told her you were alive and living in Bashir. Her heart was not the only one that burst with happiness, Terra. What? A present? It's a strange time to be handing out presents.
There we go, good ending get.
Wear it and think of you always. Goodbye, Terra Grimfin.
So the Soul of Sealing, Sol was going to try and make yet another heroic sacrifice, and now he literally cannot die. His soul is forever chained to his body like a zombie. This is going to be slightly tough. We've got the Zappy guys, but it's time for the ultimate showdown of the Apsaras crew versus the Zappy boy. Now you'll notice Apsaras is meaning that they take very little damage, but I'm going to still try and distract these guys anyway. That's the only job I have. Try and soak up all of the laser beams. And we get our first one down. Apsaras there, gaining a bit too much attention. I actually think this thing's called the Zap-O-Matic, if I remember. It's been a while since I used all of the mech cards. You tend to get the good ones a bit too late in the game for them to be worth using. There we go. Two-star rating. I don't know what you're supposed to do to get a better star rating than that. But we get the Chariot Bot! Excellent! The Chariot Bot is a great power type transform, and it's actually really fun to use, so I'm very glad to have that. And we get the Tri-Blaster, which are the things that were shooting at Sol on the balcony. There we go. That will do us for today's episode of Lost Kingdoms 2. I hope you very much enjoyed seeing me use some different strategies. I've used a lot of the Summon Squad and I've used a lot of the Weapon Squad, but we're going to do some levels with the Independent Creatures Squad just to show how good they can be when you get the ones with good AI. Thank you for watching, I've been Scissor Lizards, and tune in next week when we continue to explore Alonja Castle.